joins. Okay, joins is not always between two tables. Okay, you can join multiple table. So I showed you this link. Guys, am I audible? 1 minute. Okay, now I'm getting echo. 1 minute. Okay, so what I'm saying is, yesterday we have seen this one example. It took at least 1 or 2 hours for me to identify in the ERD chart. ERD means entity relationship. Okay, chart to find out the revenue stream for category. Okay, movie category. What movie category is fetching what revenue? Okay, let me just switch. Okay, so we have seen yesterday this was a very complex, I can say, but you see here, so type of movies. Okay, what type of movies? Sports movies is fetching 4,892 dollars. Okay, 4,892 overall 1 month or 1 year. We don't know because if you see the payment history, payment table. Okay, we have this one, right? Payment detail, or we have customer also. If you remember, we have customer. From okay, now do we have anything called date of joining here? Active, current, create current date. Yeah, this is the one, and active and non-active. Okay, so last updated. Okay, so we have date wise here. Okay, so something we have uh, 2013. We don't know how many days we have. Sorry, how many dates we have date stamp, and you see we have 6,000 customers here. If you see, okay. So whenever you have something doubt like this, you pick up the distinct. Okay, for this column called create date or last updated date. Okay, select distinct, and it's a function. Whenever we say function, it will have open and close, and the table, the column name is last underscore date. Okay, from which table? Customer. Okay, now you see I have only one date. We don't have date variation here, so only one, which is 2013 and 26/5. So this is a dummy data, right? So this is just for practice. So this is one way, and the other one is the other column that is create date. Okay, I can use the create date also. Just copy paste instead of last date. I can say create underscore date. Okay, so this is how you can do some analysis on your data. So okay, see something here. 1 minute. I'll just remove this. I'll rerun this. So only one value. Okay, if you have multiple dates, that means you can do some more analysis. Okay, so this thing is very useful, and you got to use it now and then to filter some values from table. Okay, so we learned yesterday uh, join, multiple join. This is a multiple join. Okay, so to fetch some detail about the category of movies, how much they are fetching, so we have to join multiple tables to in order to get the details. Okay, yeah, this one. Okay, you can see how many joins I did, 5. Okay, and links. Okay, I have written in a paper or Excel sheet or a notepad. Okay, you see which is common there, and these are all alias. Okay, fi, these are all alias. Okay, just to refer that table. Okay, you can do without that also. Okay. But when you map this inventory with the other table inventory, it will not understand. Okay, that is where you have to use the alias. Here see, join inventory I, but here join rental and inventory. Okay, I am joining rental and inventory from where? Which one? Inventory, we have inventory ID, and even the inventory ID column is there in rental table also. So this is part of r dot rental means reference of this, and this I dot inventory is reference of this. Okay, so here I have declared as I. Okay, so this is one example, and then we have seen multiple joins distinct in aggregate. Okay, this is one of the example before aggregation. Okay, so we are counting. Okay, so 599 is distinct. What it will do is it will remove duplicates. Simple. Okay, and we also seen yesterday advanced SQL filter clause. Okay, how to use a filter. So this is the example. So select count star filter where, so here what you are writing is within this bracket is you are checking some logic. Okay, so this is one of the logic you will use with filter. Okay, that's a basically the idea to filter your data. Okay, I'll just run this. Okay, now you see PG film. Okay, PG films, how many count I have? 194 movies I have in my list. Okay, and restricted films, this one restricted films I have 195. Okay, so the filter will be useful whenever you want to count the respective counts from a columns. Okay, say you have some categorical data, say for example gender, male, female, others. Okay, now I'll ask you the task to how to filter. Okay, I want the count of male from 10,000 rows. So how will you do? You will use a simple filter. Okay, you will pick up the rating here, sorry, gender is equal to male. Okay, and as you'll write female, male, whatever you write, and others, and then you will, and from table, which table you are pulling from, employee, from customer, whatever. Okay, so this is very useful, guys. This part filter is very useful. See, with one line you are writing this code. Okay, so you can write multiple for a column. Okay, so not only one column, you see rating is one column. Okay, from this table, but if you have multiple columns, okay, for example, if I say select star from this, and you can see which one we are targeting, rating. Okay, now if you want to look at something called duration, rental duration. Okay, and I want to find out the rental duration also. 5, what is the count of 5, how many uh, 5 hours movies I have. Okay, so I have 10,000 rows. It's highly difficult. Either you have to bring it in Excel, then you have to filter and do all those things. Yeah, too much work. Simple, you can write here. What is this? Rental duration, right? I'll say RD. Okay, rental duration, and here I'll write 5. Okay, I need 5. Okay, count, or 6. I'll take 6, and here table name, what is the table name? Rental duration. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, comma. Okay, comma, I forgot. Okay, now you see I'm picking up this from a different stats. Okay, so these type of queries you will write in dashboard creation. When we learn about Grafana, or any dashboard technologies, right? For displaying your data, right? This is how you will write. Okay, as soon as I mean the data gets populated with new entries, your query will also get updated here. See, today we have 195. Tomorrow we are adding two entry where we have six. Okay, so it will say 197, and dashboard also will update it. Okay, so these are very important, this one. Okay, always keep a track of all these things. See, this one I showed you, right? Multiple things from a same column, rating, rating, rating. But here I showed you from a different column also, but it should be from a same table, not from a other table. Okay, now today we'll learn about case. What is case? Then we'll learn about grouping set, cube, and rolling. Okay, these four concepts we will cover today. Okay, I'll just add the date. 2026. Okay, so let's start with casing. Okay, what is case? Okay, so in simple term, whenever you want to write a case with some controls. Okay, in I mean, if I can give you some example, the previous example that we have just seen, the filter one. Okay, I mean, we can say that is also case, a kind of case. Okay, so why we use cases for conditional aggregation? Okay, basically we use case for conditional conditional aggregation. Okay, so I'll give you one simple example. Okay, see, case is when you are measuring some value from some condition. Okay, say for example, cases when there is a price, sorry, the yeah, a price of a product increases by $5, do this thing. Okay, so using a case, we have something called case in SQL. Okay, same thing follows in multiple um I mean, uh, like SQL, we have a Microsoft SQL, Oracle, right? It's the same. No SQL is there, MongoDB. So it's the same. Case is same. Only thing is here and there, the syntax will be somewhat different. Like here, we don't put a semicolon at the end, okay, to mark as end of statement, right? But whereas in SQL, you have to put semicolon. But whatever the query you are writing, it's going to be same, ditto same. Okay, so there are no changes. There is no changes in syntax. Syntax is going to be same here and there, one or two dots or something you have to add. Okay, now coming back to case, I'll give you one example. I'll write a simple command, select sum. Okay, so let me run the payment table and see if I can bring out something from a payment table. Select start from payment. Okay, so we have a payment table called payment in DVD rental. So we have payment ID, customer ID, staff, rental ID, amount. Okay, I have amount and payment date. Okay, I'll write a case here. I want a sum of, okay, I'll write case, okay, when, okay, case when amount, okay. Now what is amount? Amount is my table name. Okay, amount is greater than 5. Okay, amount is greater than 5, then I'll say 1. Okay, then else 0, and you will end the statement. Okay, end. Simple. Okay, so this is a syntax: case, when, then, else, and. Okay, simple English statement. Okay, when your condition is you are measuring a condition when something is greater than 5, then you do same thing what we learned in Python. Okay, if statement: if something is equal to 1, you print a statement stating that this is greater than, else you will say this is lower number. Okay, so similarly here, so this is a different way of writing cases here. Okay, it's a similar, if you ask me, it's same like if statement only, but the syntax what we write in SQL editor is somewhat different. Okay, so this is a syntax: case, when, amount, then, one, or you can write some quotes also in within quotation, we greater than 5, these are all less than greater than 5 numbers or something. Okay, message kind of thing. Okay, and then I will give as alias as high payments. Okay, higher payments or high payments. Okay, payments, and then I will say from which table? Payments. Okay, so I'll close this. Okay, I'll run it. Let's see. Okay, so you see here we have 3618. Okay, where the amount is greater than 5 in simple. Okay, if this is not matching, it will say 1 or else 0. Okay, simple. So if you practice this with some examples or some other table, okay, you will get an idea. Select star from film. Okay, we'll take one more example. Okay, now we have some numerical number here. Okay, film, and what else we have? Full text, special, last updated, rating, replacement cost, length, rental, duration, language ID. Okay, I'll pick something called uh, this one, rental duration, or I'll pick up rating. Okay, I'll just copy paste some case. Okay, here amount is there. I'll change rating equals R restricted, then 1 as 0 as, I'll change this heading as, what I want is restricted movies from film. Okay, so you need to make those changes. If you copy paste, you need to do this addition. Okay, 195 number I have. Okay, so 195, same thing last filter case you have seen, right? Filter, same thing. This is another way of writing with case. Okay, so this will be applicable for some scenarios where this cannot be done here. Okay, 1 minute. Yeah, just got a call from 1 minute. Okay, so this is the example of case. Okay, so you have to try different parameter, just type a select star from table and then just go through it and see how you can write. Okay, so I'll just go one more example with something called, we have Netflix, right? So let me save this first. 1 minute, guys. I'm just getting one call. 1 minute. Sorry, guys, wrong number. Okay, so I'm just switching to Netflix table, Netflix database. Okay, so connection to this configuration already present. Okay, yeah, it is already there. Customer experience. TVY, these are all the entries I have. Okay, so based on this, you can start doing your analysis. Okay, so I'll just pick this example. Okay, so this table is called Netflix, right? Netflix case. This is rating only. So rating is equal to, I'll write URNR. What is this NR? I don't know. I'll just write NR. Okay, NR, then one. Okay, restricted movies, same thing. Okay, I'll just run this. Okay, 84 counts are there. Okay, for restricted movie for NR. Okay, similarly, you can do multiple. Okay, if you want to do multiple condition, you can pick filter. Simple. Filter, get a count. Okay, this is how we'll do EDA. Okay, exploratory data analysis. And graph and other things. Okay, so hope this is clear, guys. Okay, conditional case. Now, so what it does is, cases basically it counts and gives you the result. If there is none here, okay, if I say NRI, okay, we know this is not there, it will give 0. Okay, so we don't have one value and it is giving 0. Okay, so you are getting here, even if I change 0 into 000, okay, just to give you, okay, it will give 0 only. Okay, okay, let's move to next topic. So I think what do we have now? Case we have done. Okay, now grouping set. Okay, now why do we do grouping set is, see, we have already seen group by. Okay, with group by the limitation is that whatever the column you pick in select statement, only for that column you can do a group by. Okay, but with grouping set, okay, it will allow multiple group by combination in one query. Okay, I'll write down here. Okay, grouping sets. Okay, what it does, allows multiple group by. Okay, it will allow multiple group by combination in one query. Okay, so let's play around with DVD rental. Okay, so I'll pick payment table. Okay, select star from payment. Okay, payment, and then I'll show you some more examples from different table. Okay, now I have payment ID. See, I need ID wise, I need customer ID, staff ID, rental ID, amount. Okay, if you see the group by example here, guys. Uh, okay, this one. For example, I'll just bring it down. I'll show you the difference. Okay, so I have, I'll pick the same table, group by customer ID, uh, payment dot amount, this table as total spent from payment table, this same table. Okay, now here, if you see group by, whatever the column you use here, you have to use the group by with that column only. Okay, and I'll remove this one for now. Okay, so I'll run this. Okay, now you see, this is how I'm going to get for customer ID. Okay, what if I add one more? I'll show you. So I have four columns here. Okay, one, two, three, four, five, six, six. Okay, so with customer ID, I did. I need along with customer ID, I need the staff ID also, who issued those rentals. So what I'll do is I'll say staff underscore ID. Okay, now you see the difference here. Okay, it says select. Okay, yeah, payment staff ID must appear in group by clause or be used in a aggregate function. Here inside aggregate is sum. Okay, so either I can use here or there. It will not allow two columns. Okay, even if I use here instead of customer ID, if I say staff underscore ID, still it will not allow me because it will not take two columns here. Okay, so the limitation with group by function is, group by keyword is, it will take only one column and it can perform only on one column. Okay, whatever the aggregation, see, there are staff ID, there are two people, staff ID 1 and 2. Okay, so if you see his total spent means how much he has generated a revenue issued, DVD rental is 30,252 and 31,059. Okay, for a month, because if you know the dates, we have seen that already. So it is for 1 year or 1 month. So 1 month data we have. Okay, so 30,000 is what they have generated the revenue by DVD rentals. These two guys, staff ID 1 and 2. Okay, now, so this is a limitation with group by function. Okay. Now what we'll do is we will use the grouping set. So I'll write select. Okay. First I'll run this command because I need to pick columns. Okay. So select, I'll say store 1 minute rental ID. Rental ID is there. Okay. Rental ID. I'll pick customer underscore ID. Okay. I'll use sum. Aggregate function I'm using for which count for which column amount sum of all amount. Okay. And what else from payment table. Okay. I'll use uh, group by. Okay. And then you have to use something called grouping, grouping grouping sets. Okay. So this is how you have to declare group by, then grouping sets, and this is a function. Okay. Inside that function you have to use the syntax is you need to again declare in uh, store underscore id comma, the other one is customer id underscore id. Okay. So these two columns. Okay. Earlier if you see only one I can add, but here I can do multiple with grouping. Okay. And then I'll put a comma, comma. Okay. Let me run this. Column store id does not exist. Okay, right. Store ID is not there, so I have to use staff ID. Here also I have to use staff ID. Okay, okay. Now you see, you get a bifurcated values here. Okay, you have null values here. See, so you get when you run this grouping and group by, right? You will get null. See, we have null values, a lot of null values, empty values. Okay, but this one and two, we know. We have done previously also. We got this result. Okay, so we'll do on some other table. Okay, I'll pick some other table, guys. Film is there. Okay, we have customer, right? Yeah, customer. We'll do on customer. Okay, okay. So we have store ID, then we have customer ID, we have active. Okay, we have boolean values, so true or false. Okay, what we'll do is customer ID and the boolean will do. Okay, just to see how many are active and how many are non-active. Okay, so simply what is the table name here? Customer. You need to change some modification with customer. Okay, here amount is there. Okay, so we cannot do anything here. Okay, so store id, even if I sum up, it doesn't make any sense, right? It doesn't make any sense here. Active. Okay, so we cannot use this table. We need some aggregation function. Rental. uh, I have one more table, customer experience, right? Let me see what is there. Okay. This is waste. I'll go with some other table. Select star from rental. Okay, let me check rental if you have any. So rental ID, inventory, customer, return, staff ID, this. Okay, so inventory ID, rental ID. See, you cannot do any aggregation here. Okay, let me just. Okay, without aggregation also you can use. Uh, Not rental. I'll use customer. Let me see one more time. Okay, I have store ID, customer ID. So I'll use something called active boolean. Active bool from which table? Customer table. Okay, and here I want to do customer ID and uh, store ID. Okay, store ID. Okay, active bool. Okay, so I forgot this to add here. Let me run this and you see here you get this numbers. Okay, so see what this means is null. You need to treat this table. Okay, so a lot of null values are here. Okay, so 601 records. So even you can go next. Okay, I want to go. How many pages are there? 600 pages are there. Okay, so this is where you will see data. Okay, this is how you're gonna query. Okay, so let's. Okay, so by running this command or this one, right? Payment. Yeah, this one is first. Okay, we can see here we have a staff ID, customer ID, and sum. Okay, so what we are getting is per store details we are getting, per store details we are getting. This is customer ID, staff ID. Okay, store we don't have. Okay, so we have other parameter like 1 minute, customer, staff ID, rental ID, amount, and payment ID. Payment ID, mm, that's okay. So we don't have a store here. Okay, if it is store is there, then we'll get bifurcation of store. Okay, but if you know how to write a query, okay, that will help you. Okay, Next one we'll see roll up. Okay, so what is roll up? It creates hierarchical subtotals. Okay, okay. So I'll write one simple uh, uh, command here, query select. I'll take where is payment. I'll just take this one again. Okay, I'll just paste it here. Okay, so I'll use select customer ID, comma staff ID. Okay, and then I'll take the sum. Okay, sum is the aggregate function. Sum of what? Amount. Okay, from which table? Payment. Okay, and then I'll say group by group by, and then I'll say roll up. One word, roll up. Okay, roll up by staff ID and staff underscore ID, comma customer ID. Okay, that's it. Okay, now you see customer ID. So it is giving a hierarchical. So for this customer, there was the staff was 2337. Okay, and this is the amount. Okay, or bifurcation I can say. This is also useful. I've used one or twice this roll up, but not all the time. Okay, but if you keep all this intact, right, you can refer what query I'm looking for, and then you can accordingly do it. Okay, you can practice this. Okay, what I suggest is please practice. Okay, so roll up will do what? Per customer, per store we are getting the result, and then subtotal also we are getting uh, based on the staff ID. Okay, and we are getting a grand total. Yeah, now we'll learn the last topic here, cube. Okay, now what is cube? Cube creates all combinations. Simple. Okay, so we'll use the same thing, nothing new. Okay, same thing. Instead of roll up, after group by, you have to say cube. Simple. Okay, I'll run this query and let's try to understand. Okay, now you see here one. We have see earlier. If you see the this one roll up and this one. Okay, are you seeing any difference? 1 minute. Did I run this? Okay. Yeah, we are seeing some difference here. This entry is not there for customer ID 1, staff ID 1. This is there. Okay. Different combination. So it creates all combinations for uh, customers, different customers. Okay. So let me run this for Netflix. Select start, or else we have customer experience. Let me just toggle here. Okay. Yeah, this is my customer experience table. I have a lot of values here. Okay, retention, then integer, gender, location, retention. Okay. Okay, I have something called product purchased. Okay, so I can use this in sum. Okay, the total sum. Okay, and customers are, these are my customers. Do we have repeated customers? I don't know. Okay, age is this, gender, then we have location. Okay, I'll try to move this to this cube and let's see the difference. Okay, so I'll take customer ID is customer ID, then I'll take satisfaction score. Okay, satisfaction score. Okay, and sum of what? Products purchased. Okay, from which table? Customer experience. Okay, and group by I'll use cube, and I'll use the customer ID. Okay, and comma satisfaction score. Okay, let's see. Then we'll interpret the data and see what we are getting here. So it says column customer ID does not exist. Customer ID. Okay, maybe customer ID. Here also I'll change it. Case customer ID. This is also satisfaction is S caps score caps. Okay, so it is giving me some hint to give a reference. I'll use something like this. Then select customer experience. Perhaps you mean to reference the column customer experience dot customer dot ID. Mm, it is not working. Okay, 1 minute. I'll just run this only. There is some problem. Netflix, is it in the same column? Netflix, yeah. Select star from customer. Yeah, I'm getting this. Okay. Then why I'm not getting this customer experience? Okay, I'll just run this first to isolate my this thing. Okay, select customer ID. Okay, see customer ID is here. Okay, it's the same thing, but it is not coming. Let me do some test with the other query. Okay, comma. I need the age, comma. I need the gender. Okay, comma. Then I'll pick what else? Retention status. Okay, from which table? Customer underscore experience, exp. Okay, let me run this. See, it is not coming. Column customer ID does not exist. See, here we have customer ID, but why it is not coming? I don't know. Maybe could be some corruption. I don't know. Okay, we'll take a look later. But what I'll do is I'll run in this one. Okay, so I'll just change it to Netflix for now. Okay, so I'll just delete this. I'll pick here movie type, title, director. Okay, we have some values here. So I'll take release here. Release underscore year, comma. Then I'll take rating. Okay, and then I'll take sum of duration. Okay, okay, sum of duration from Netflix. Okay, I'll just run this and let's look. Select the column Netflix dot release here must appear in the group by. Okay, it is picking up here. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll take this, both, and I'll add it here. Okay, now it has come. Maybe some issue with the table. Okay, customer experience I have imported, right? Maybe I have to check why it is happening. I'll check later on. Okay, so these are by release year. Okay, 1996. Some, how many movies are there? Sum of what? Duration. Okay, so total 2 hours. Then we have this is 538259 hours. Okay, which you will divide by 60, and then you will get the results. Okay, that also we'll do. We'll see how to do a transformation. Okay, you can write here. I'll show you that also later. So this is something we are getting. Okay, it is breaking down. Cube will break down the all the combination. Okay, so actually we should have some good data set to see the actual results. Okay, numeric. So if you have something called sales data, right, where we can see something better. Okay, so what I'll do is, yeah, this is what's the time, 9:05. Okay, so we'll close it here. And what are the topics that we're going to learn tomorrow is one is aggregates, Windows function aggregate. Okay, aggregate function. Okay, this one, and we'll also learn null handling. Okay, slowly we are coming into all these concepts. Okay, null handling, then mm, okay, we'll also learn about performance consideration. Okay, what that is, I'll tell you. Okay, PRF consideration. Okay, so what basically we'll do is we'll do a indexing. We'll create an index for a long table. Okay, create indexing. Okay, like if you see uh, a notebook or some books, right? You have a content at the beginning of the page, right? After you open the main page, you have an index. Okay, which topics, which page. Okay, so if you are going for a third lesson, okay, what you'll do is you'll go search by page and you will get into that page. Similarly, we have indexing here. Okay, so when it index the entire here what happens is row wise you can do column wise. Okay, so two types of indexing. If you have a large data set, okay, table where you will index, okay, and it will keep in the memory. Okay, so if you are fetching the detail again, it will be really very quick within a seconds or maybe milliseconds. Okay, but if you run for the first time, it will take some time. Okay, so these topics we will learn indexing, how to create an index. Okay, simple command, these are all simple command. uh, and then uh, uh, you have to pick the column, which column you want to index and all. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll pick some. Okay, I'll be sharing this PPT also today. Okay, I have made those changes, and you can follow along with me. Okay, so here we have a lot of concepts here. Okay, acid properties and all. What are these acid properties? This is the example. Just copy and paste it. Okay, so here you have to commit, begin, roll back. Okay, if something fails, what you have to instruct. Okay, say for example, I mean, if it is some amount that is getting updated from a app, right? And due to network issue, something happened. Okay, it should not update. It should roll back. So you have all those scripts. Now you are getting into the advanced SQL. Okay, so everywhere you will find three categories: beginner, intermediate, and then advanced. Okay, so slowly we are getting into that. Okay, so indexes, SQL indexes, this is the command. Okay, create index, index name on film table. On which table? Okay, frequently if your requirement is to look for titles or look for price or look for something, okay, whatever common column that you are looking for all the time, you write a index. Okay, next time you see, it will be very quick. So we'll learn, because our database that we have, it is hardly how many thousand. Okay, but I'm talking about million records. Okay, so I'll go to Kaggle and see if I can get some sales data set. So we have Walmart sales and this is gold. Okay, so I'll click on this and then I'll say download. Then this is Amazon. Yeah, Amazon sales. This also might be good. So we have product category, user review. See, we don't have numeric data sales. Sales actual price, discount price, rating, actual price minus discount price. Okay, category name of the product. I'll pick something else. Okay, sales in North America, sales in Europe, sales in Japan. Okay, this seems to other sales, rest of the world, and global sales. Okay, so here I think, yeah, this will work out for me. Okay, yeah, this is a good data set. I'll just download this. So tomorrow, I'll just give this link and the other one. Okay, so you can look for video game sales, or else I'll just share the uh, CSV file in WhatsApp. Okay, what you have to do is you have to import that. Okay, you know how to do that. We have already done that. Okay, so keep it ready tomorrow, because we'll do some more analysis tomorrow. Okay, complete analysis we'll do on this data. Okay, fine. Okay, let me share today's content. Okay, uh, let me save this. Let me save this. Yeah, this is saved. So it's called SQL aggregation. Okay, so WhatsApp. Let me share this file first. Okay, I have also shared the PPT. Okay, so just keep these two documents in some safer place or in your Google Drive. Okay, so that you don't accidentally delete those. Okay, from document folder or somewhere else. Okay, just save it. I'm gonna share later on also. Okay, the drive access. So I'm just working on building my product. Okay, once that is ready, I'll share it there also. So you can keep the link whenever you want. You can download. Okay, chalo guys, that's it for today. We will continue with these three contents, three topics, and we have other topics as well, which is constraints. Okay, so we'll learn with some more examples tomorrow to understand these concepts. Okay, chalo guys.